I'm 87 years old. My name is Thomas Brennan, and I'm recording this because I don't know how much time I have left to say it, not because I'm sick. Well, not in the way people usually mean. My body is failing in the quiet, ordinary way bodies do at this age. My hands shake when I hold a cup. I forget names. I walk slower than I think I'm walking. But that's not why I'm here. I'm here because there's something I need to say out loud before I can't anymore. Something I didn't understand for most of my life. And I think maybe if I say it now, it won't just disappear with me. The question came from my granddaughter. She's 19. Her name is Lily. She came to visit me last spring and we were sitting on the porch, just the two of us. She was quiet for a long time, looking at her hands. Then she asked me, "Grandpa, what do you wish you'd been brave enough to ask?" I didn't know what she meant at first. She said it again, slower. "Not what you wish you'd done, what you wish you'd been brave enough to ask." I told her I didn't know, and I didn't, not right away, but that question. It stayed with me. It stayed with me through the rest of that afternoon, through dinner, through the nights when I couldn't sleep. It's been almost a year now, and I think about it almost every day. Because the more I thought about it, the more I realized that most of my life, I never asked the things I actually wanted to know. I grew up in a house where questions were considered disrespectful. My father worked on the docks, long hours. He came home tired and he didn't talk much. My mother kept the house running, kept us fed, kept things in order. There wasn't room for questions. You did what you were told. You didn't pry. You didn't push. I remember once, I must have been 8 or 9, I asked my father why he always seemed angry when he came home. I didn't mean it in a bad way. I just wanted to know. He looked at me like I'd slapped him. He didn't answer. He just left the room. My mother pulled me aside later and told me never to ask him things like that again. She said it wasn't my place. She said some things were private and I needed to respect that. So I learned not to ask. I learned that asking meant you were being rude. That asking meant you didn't trust people to tell you what you needed to know. That asking meant you were making someone uncomfortable, and that was the worst thing you could do. I carried that with me all the way into adulthood, into my marriage, into my work, into my friendships. I became someone who waited for people to tell me things. I never pushed. I never pried. I thought that was respectful. I thought that was kind. But what I didn't realize is that I was also never really knowing anyone. I met my wife, Margaret, when I was 23. She worked at a library downtown. I used to go there to read the newspapers because we couldn't afford to buy them. She was the one who helped me find things, always patient, always smiling. We got married 2 years later. We had a good marriage. I want to be clear about that. We loved each other. We built a life together. We raised 3 children. We had 41 years together before she died. But there were things I never asked her. Not because I didn't care. Not because I didn't love her. Because I thought, if she wanted me to know, she would tell me. I remember one night early in our marriage. We'd been fighting about something small. I don't even remember what it was. Money, probably. Or something I forgot to do. We went to bed angry and I lay there in the dark listening to her breathe. I could tell she wasn't asleep. I could tell she was upset, and I wanted to ask her. I wanted to say, "What's really wrong? What are you not saying?" But I didn't. I thought, if I ask, she'll think I don't trust her. She'll think I'm accusing her of hiding something. She'll get more upset. So I stayed quiet, and eventually we both fell asleep. And the next morning we acted like nothing had happened. That happened more times than I can count. Not just with Margaret, with everyone, my children, my friends, my coworkers. There were so many moments where I felt like there was something underneath the surface, something unspoken, something important, and I never asked because I thought asking would make it worse. My son, David, he's my oldest. When he was a teenager, he started pulling away from me, not in a dramatic way. Just distant. He stopped talking to me the way he used to. He spent more time in his room. He stopped asking me to throw the ball with him in the yard. I noticed. Of course I noticed. But I didn't ask him about it. I thought it was just part of growing up. I thought he needed space. I thought if I gave him room, he'd come back to me when he was ready. He didn't. He left for college at 18 and we never really got that closeness back. He's 52 now. We talk on the phone every few weeks. He visits on holidays. We're polite. We're cordial. But there's a distance there. There always has been. And about 5 years ago, I finally asked him. We were sitting at the kitchen table after Thanksgiving dinner. Everyone else had gone into the living room. It was just the two of us. I said, "David, when you were a kid, you stopped talking to me. Do you remember that?" He looked at me surprised. He said, "Yeah, I remember." I said, "Why? What happened?" He was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I thought you didn't care." That hit me like a punch to the chest. I said, "What do you mean?" "Of course I cared." He shook his head. "You never asked, Dad, you never. You never seemed curious about what was going on with me. You never asked how I was feeling or what I was thinking. You just let me disappear." I tried to explain. I told him I didn't want to push. I told him I thought I was giving him space. He nodded. He said he understood, but I could see it in his eyes. It was too late.